What up, everybody? Just out getting some sunshine with the pup. Say hi, Biscuit. We're in the Boulder Valley. Those are the Flatirons. And this is a dog park I take little Biscuit to. Say hi, Bisc. But I just had an epiphany and I wanted to put it on video before I forgot. So, obviously I'm on a health mission, trying to beat back some ailments that I once had, and have had a lot of success, but you know, trials and tribulations along the way. And I had an epiphany about comparing, you know, the struggle with a regimen and getting results. All of a sudden it dawned on me it might be very similar to compounding interest. So I've been listening to Tony Robbins. He's got an audiobook about mastering money, and he makes a lot of mention of compounding interest and how you need to make that work for you in the total money machine. And certainly not the first time I've taken a look at that and understand what exponential returns can do for your finances. So, and what I'm talking about is, for example, you invest $100 today, and in 40 years it turns into $400,000 and you can retire on it. But if you pay attention to the financial gurus, of course, and then run your own numbers, and it's pretty undeniable evidence that if you take money out of those accounts along the way and you're drawing off of it during the period of time where it's supposed to be building interest, those exponential returns change dramatically. So, for example, you might be halfway through your period of saving and wealth building, and then you pull half that money out, and it damages your total return at the end of 40 years by 30-40%. The numbers can be pretty alarming. So it just dawned on me that in the interest of pursuing health and regimen, if you've got a disease, if you've got something that you're trying to get rid of, or let's say you just want to dial your mind back, and of course food is a great way to do that because it can introduce things into your body that allow your mind to calm down and take a break. If anybody should understand that one. But so, you know, people they always talk about moderation, and a lot of my friends will say things like, well, you know, you just gotta be balanced and you gotta have all things in moderation, don't cheat yourself, and if you just don't eat like shit and don't eat like a pig, you know, health will come eventually. And that might be true if you're coming from a place of peak fitness and peak health to begin with. If you're in peak physical fitness and health, your mind, body, and spirit is solid, then yeah, moderation with all things is probably not going to do you much damage. And as long as you pick up your regimen the very next day or the next meal, I can't imagine your body not being able to take care of those introductions of small bad things. Now, that being said, if you're someone like myself who's spent the better part of the last decade trashing and thrashing your body, moderation is probably not going to work right now. And I say that because you got to understand, if it took 10 years to build this clusterfuck that I have of a body right now, how long is it going to take to unwind that backwards? I don't think it'll take 10 years, but your body is the only person that can tell you when that time is. And, you know, I had a real life example. It's a part of the inspiration for this video. I took a 2-week trip to California to visit my sister and brother-in-law, and I ate pristine the whole time. Didn't touch any alcohol or any cigarettes or anything party nature. Didn't touch anything like that. And I stuck to a raw food, green smoothie type diet with some salads and a little bit of cooked beans and stuff here and there. And I felt great. But on the return home, I pit stopped in Vegas. And I love Vegas, always have. But there wasn't a lot of healthy choices late at night, and so I caved and had some Chinese, and there was bourbon chicken and some cheese and, you know, just stuff that I don't normally eat. And I think, you know, subject for another day, but food coming out of Vegas, God knows what it was tinted with from a spiritual perspective too. So long story short, on the drive home, not only did I have, some stomach disturbances and nothing I couldn't get over, my mind definitely dipped a little bit from a state of happiness into a little bit of, irritability and just depressy type thoughts. And I thought, wow, here I am being extremely regimented, and I chose to moderation, have just a little bit, but I didn't really feel like it was the appropriate thing, you see, and I went against my body's intuitive knowledge. I personally just was not ready or healthy enough to reintroduce that crap into my system, and doing it on a clean system was even more of a violent shake. So what I'm saying is I disrupted my total progress by about 3 days. I had that meal, and it took me about 48 hours to clear it, and a third day before my mind came back to where it was previously, which was uplifted, happy, and just feeling really energized from the foods that I'm eating. So, I hope this speaks to somebody, and the point is, moderation is the key, balance is the key, but you have to listen to your body, and if your body's telling you that it's not the right time, or maybe you need to be a little less, what's the word I'm looking for? If you've done a lot of damage, you might have to go the complete polar opposite direction to undo that damage for a period of time. How long? Nobody can say, that's up to you, but I feel that everyone's journey will, you'll learn along the way, and the biggest key is to not beat yourself up, as I have learned. The biggest key is to get back on track as soon as possible and just take the experience for what it is, and know that your future is bright. Peace.